I've been thinking about it over the last few days, and my God, I really need to leave the UK. Finances first. Let's talk about finances. I'm paying so much tax, it's unbelievable. I calculated it out this morning, and taking into account the basic things, such as income tax, VAT, which you have to pay, and council tax, I am 50% of my gross pay goes on taxes. 50%. I'll be open, transparent. I'm on about 56,000 a year. 50% of my taxes are going to the government. I earn £4,500 a month, and half of it is what I get, £2,200. Absolutely unbelievable, the amount of tax we pay in the UK. I have to leave the country. I have a 4-year plan. Over the next 4 years, I will go and find where I can live. One of the reasons is I'm coming up to my pension when I get to the age of 60. I'm currently 58, I'll start receiving my pension at 60. And by 62, I need to be somewhere that is 20% the economy of the UK. So if something costs £10 in the UK, wherever I go, it will cost £2, which means my pension, let's say it's £15,000 a year from my private pensions, which I can't survive on. I'll have to work until I'm dead. If I get 15,000, times that by 5, yeah, we're working at 20% the economy. So 15,000 times 5 is 75,000. That's what I would be getting the equivalent of in the UK if I move to another cheaper economy, somewhere in the Far East, Thailand, Philippines, wherever it is, whatever. I've had a look at the Philippines, a house for the Philippines with 2 bedrooms, 1 level, like a bungalow, 15,000 to 20,000 pounds. Brand, paid off. There's no mortgage, just buy the property. And then with my pension of 15,000, it'd be like living in the UK with £75,000 a year pension, yeah? I will be paying very little tax on that pension. Very little tax. I have to move out of the UK. I can't afford, as a pensioner, to keep in the UK. So over the next 4 years, unlike all the other people that seem to just get on an aeroplane and do what they do, yeah, I will be taking my time and planning this out correctly. I will be visiting various places, and when I've got to the point, I will then find a property and say, I will buy that, and I will pay it cash. And then, if that's at the end of year 1, I will then have the property refurbished if needed, and then I will have the property kitted out. I will use it on Airbnb or Booking.com or whatever to make extra revenue whilst I continue working and living in the UK. And then in 4 years' time, when I'm 62, or even earlier, if things really do change, I will then go over to wherever that property is and live in that community. Staying in the UK for me is just not what I can do. I just can't afford to stay in the UK. Are you in this position? Or is it just me? But I have to leave. If I don't leave, then I won't be able to rent out a property. I won't be able to pay the bills, the council tax. I won't be able to pay anything from the pension. The government won't help me because I have a pension. So I will be poorer than those that are on long-term benefits. Also, the persona of the UK is changing in a very, very negative way. Now, I'm a positive guy, but my God, the way that community spirit is and whatever, it's just dying. I mean, this started back in Margaret Thatcher's days, where she tried to kill off the community spirit, and she did a really good job. And I'm not a Labourist and I'm not a Conservatist, so just let's be clear on that. Oh, coming up to a stop here while the cows cross the road. So I have to leave the UK. We've got too many people coming into the country illegally. Legal immigration is not a problem. There's nothing wrong with legal immigration. It's not irregular immigration, it's illegal immigration. Let's get the wording right. We've got people coming in all over. I'm very, very fortunate that where I live, there are none. There are none hanging around on the streets or anything. I live in Sleepy Hollows. No one wants to come here. That's a good thing. And by the way, it's a beautiful place and was voted one of the best places to live. But none of these hotels that are housing immigrants and that, it doesn't exist where I live. But I've got to get away. I know with my portable skills, I can go to another country, Bangkok, Thailand, Philippines or whatever, somewhere around that area, where the cost of living is 20% of what we pay in the UK, generally speaking. I can offer my services at 20% of the natural costs as a contractor. So myself today as a contractor, I will probably charge myself out at, let's say, £600 a day. And then you pay taxes. Over in the Middle East or whatever, sorry, not the Middle East, Far East, I could charge £100 or £200 a day, and the business would get great value for money out of me. Yeah, they would get great value for money out of me at that price, which from an offerings perspective would be brilliant. So, I can offer my services at 20% of the cost if I live out in the Far East, somewhere like the Philippines or Bangkok or Thailand or whatever, somewhere like that. So instead of charging what my daily rate would be over in the UK, let's say £600, I can charge 20% of that, £200 or even £100, yeah? I can go right down to £100. Now, if I was in the Philippines at £100 a day, yeah, at £100 a day, times that by 5, and that's like being here on £500 a day, yeah? So economy-wise, it really does work. And most businesses would be really, really happy for me to work over in the Philippines or Thailand at a rate of £100 a day, offering my technical and management services. And that allows me to enjoy myself and just do what I want. And if I don't like the contract, I just move on. Are you thinking about moving abroad? What's your problems? Put the comments below. Please subscribe. We need more subscribers. We're going to be talking about this a lot over the next year. And I'm going to be telling you my journey of doing it right. Not just getting on an aeroplane and having absolutely no clue of where you're going and if you're going to like it. Yeah, let me just pull up here. The art of moving abroad, of which I've lived in 2 other countries, we'll talk about those in the future. I've lived in 2 other countries, is doing it right. And not just getting on an aeroplane that the ticket costs £95 and you end up somewhere that you don't know. You've got to do it right. What do you think? You tell me your thoughts. Are you thinking about leaving the UK? Can you afford to leave the UK? Have you got portable skills which can be used remotely via a laptop or whatever? What are you doing now? Are you already there? Are you succeeding? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel happier? How do you sort the taxes out on your income? Do you pay any taxes? Are you getting around that? Are you still registered in the UK and paying UK taxes, which at £100 a day will be nothing, yeah? And then transferring the money out to wherever you are in the world? What are you doing? Let me know. I need to know this information. Hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe, please like, and do comment below. I'll speak to you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.